If there's questions or concerns, see your team lead. Your team leads should know how to explain a pay stub in detail, and you want to pay attention to, as we explain this, a pay stub. The first part is a call center pro, fortnightly. At the top, 2023, it's telling you that this pay stub is a fortnightly, which means every 2 weeks, which means that there's 10 working days in the period, yeah? And that is for 2023. So below that, you will see pay advice for a period, 26. Note, you get paid 26 times for the year. 26 times because you get paid every fortnight. So your first period in 2024 is going to be pay period 1A. Last is going to be 26A. It always shows you what the dates are for the period ending. So, for example, on this one that we're looking at, it's December 29th, 2023. That pay period is the ending pay period. So what you do is you figure out 14 days from that back. So you would go all the way back to, I think it's December 12th, right? So it's December 12th to December 29th that pay period would be, something like that. Do you understand? Okay, good. So that pay period 26 that you're actually getting paid for. There's a department code on the left-hand side of your pay stub. Employee number is very self-explanatory. It's just the numbers that was assigned to you in our payroll system when you got employed at Call Center Pro. Department code, sales. So some people are going to be customer service management, whatever it is. Okay. It then tells you your department, which is a sales campaign that person is in, first and last name. What we're explaining vertical, right under where it says pay slip 1 of 1. Okay. So it's just vertical. We're going down. So first name, last name, then job title. And then your job title, for example, you're in the health sales department. That's what your job title is. If you find that there's a mistake on your job title or you've been promoted and you have a different job title, then you should alert me or someone to that fact that it needs to be updated on your pay stub. Tax reference and NIS number. These are your TRN and your NIS number. Very straightforward. Okay. Now, the next column is going to be description. Description is just explaining what it is that you're getting paid for, right? So holiday. If you see holiday on your pay stub, it's because there was a paid holiday during the time period. Even though you did not work that holiday, there's a holiday pay associated with that. And so that description describes that holiday pay. If you have a late lunch, you came back from lunch and you came back from lunch late, you didn't punch into TLD in the appropriate time, you were docked. As you know, you're docked for 1 hour if you're late. So when you get docked, it shows the description in this column. So it's going to be late lunch. If you were early, you're late to work, so you were punctual. You were not punctual. You were late. Your shift started at, let's just say, 8 o'clock in the morning, and you got here at 8:01 or 8:05 or 8:10. Then you're docked accordingly as well. Okay, and let's say that you work overtime. It is going to be described here as well. So you'll see like OT, 1.5, that this person got during this time period. Keep in mind, the company does not pay overtime. Overtime was paid in a specific period of time that we're encouraging persons to work on a specific campaign. This is not standard. Call center does not at this time pay overtime. Okay, salary is the other description that's on here. That salary description describes your base salary, so what you get paid, and it's calculated on a per hour basis. Okay, and I'll explain more. Sometimes on this you will see attendance bonus is a description because you're paid a certain amount for an attendance bonus. Okay, if you have an early release, then early release is going to not is going to also be here. That means you left early that day, and when you leave early for that day, then you're docked. Okay, so absence will be here, lates will be here, late lunch, salary bonus, attendance bonus if you do qualify, or a portion of it if you do qualify for just a portion of it. Wherever you qualify for, the description will be here as well. The next one under earnings, because you see there's 3 headlines that runs across the top of your pay stub. One says earnings, then deductions, and the last one says year to date. So let's not get those confused. Okay, so under earnings, we're still going down. You have hours. The hours is going to correspond to whatever the description is. So for example, if you had a holiday pay and you are a regular employee and you're vetted with us, you're a regular contractor that's vetted with us, you're going to get the holiday pay for the full 8 hours that you would normally work for that holiday, right? And how many hours do you normally work per week? Per week, each employee works 40 hours. So in a pay cycle, each employee works 80 hours, okay? So 40 hours per week, which means you work 8 hours per day, 5 days per week, right? And if you work 10 days in a pay period, then you've done 40 hours, and you'll see that your base rate is going to be, your base rate, which is right beside hours, is going to tell you what your current rate is, how much you're getting paid per hour, okay? So on here, you'll see a late lunch. Of course, you got hit. One late lunch, which is going to be $500. You get the rate at 1. And if you go over an hour and you're late again, you get another hit. And if you're late 1,500 times, you get hit 1,500 times for being late. So message to you guys, don't be late. Okay, time and a half that this person got during the holiday season when we were running that campaign. This is not standard. This is a one-off, but we'll still describe it here since this is what we're looking at. So if the person makes $500 per hour and they're getting time and a half because they have done the work and it's being paid at that time, it would be $750 per hour that they get calculated at, which is very clear here. Okay. This person also worked 88 hours during the holiday season, which means that the person worked 2 extra days. Maybe they had 2 days off over the 2-week period and they came in to work over the 2-day period. They got paid for those days as well. So instead of 72 hours, which is what they would have gotten, you get 72 because it's a holiday time, right? Remember, you're supposed to get a total of 80, but you got holiday pay, which is 8 hours, and then you would get 72 hours to make up the total 80. In this case, this person worked 2 extra days, so they got 88 hours. That is all going to be based on the punch in, punch out, and also it's going to be based on the reports that we run from TLD. So that person came to work on their day off, so they got compensated for it. The rate is what they make per hour. This person makes $500 per hour. $500 per hour times 80 is 40,000 per week. 40,000 per week is what the person would be making. This person, so on this for the month, the person makes 80 grand. Base pay. In this case, they work 2 extra days, so they're making another 4,000 per day. Okay, so that explains the rate. If you multiply the hours times the rate, you'll get the total amount that says amount. That total amount, if you add the total amount, for example, the 4,000 minus the 500 plus the 6,000 plus the 44,000, you get the person's pay for the 2-week period. So that person made $53,500 for this pay period. Okay, this does not include commission. So that's one thing that you will see on your description. On your description that we missed earlier, typically when it's commission time, which happens once per month, you will also see another line item for commissions. Okay, so you'll see commissions, you'll see hourly rate, You'll see commissions, you'll see holiday, you'll see lunch, salary, attendance bonus, late lunch, early release. These are the penalties that you'll see on the description. I don't think you'll see much more than that. Okay. The only other difference is with the holidays, we will specify sometimes if it's Christmas, you'll see Christmas pay, and if it's New Year's, you'll see New Year's pay. I think there's one of the holiday we pay. I think it's Thanksgiving. I'm not exactly sure, but it's one other one. For now, note we're a call center, contact center. We're open 24 hours a day and we're open 7 days a week. We do not do holiday pays as a standard. Do you understand? We really don't. We're supposed to be open all the time, but it depends on the campaign. Okay. So that amount explains the amount. Now deductions. We don't take statutory deductions because you guys are contractors. You pay your own taxes. You aggregate your own amount, go to your accountant, and they'll file your taxes for you, and you pay your taxes to the Department of Revenue. What is it called? The Jamaica Tax Authority thingy. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, if we did take deductions, we would take the amount that the government tells us to take, and we would keep it for you, and then we would pay that amount to the government. So this is where it would come out. So you would see NIS, and you would see tax, and you would see all that stuff come out right here. But because you're a contractor, we don't. You're 1099. You're a 1099 employee. Year to date. Okay. Year to date is just aggregating the gross pay that you've gotten thus far. So salary, the gross salary that you've gotten so far is going to be whatever shows up on there. This person recently started working with us, but typically you're going to see this is going to be millions, right? So your gross taxable amount is going to be the same as the gross pay because we pay 100% to you. Now, if we were taking taxable gratuity or add-ons to your gross income tax, NIS, NHT, ED tax, pension, and all these other items that you see down there, then it would be listed as such. So, for example, this person has only made $6,000 in overtime thus far. They've gotten paid holidays 2 times, so it shows a total of 16 hours, which is 8 hours per day per. So it's 2. Okay, and they've also gotten commissions thus far. I think they've gotten commissions once, $16,000 in change so far. Okay, and attendance bonus they've gotten once before. It's not on this pay stub, but they've gotten $7,000. And ACA commissions they've gotten 24,750 before. That's just a breakdown of the commissions that they got paid before. Now, next year, at the end of the year, that number will be very large for this particular individual. This person's pay is $53,000. This is what is going to be deposited into your bank account, $53,500. Note, if you have a problem with your bank, if you gave us incorrect banking information, if any issue surrounding your pay is your fault, it is on you. We don't get that money back. If you give us an incorrect banking detail and your pay is uploaded with the file, with everybody else's file, it's uploaded and it's sent directly into the bank and the bank pays it out to whoever is there. If you are with NCB, you get paid almost immediately when it's done. I think, I'm not even sure, but I think even if we pay you on a Saturday, you get paid on a Saturday. If you're not with NCB, it is a process. Do not call us to tell us 25 seconds after pay ran and you're with CIBC and you expected that the pay was going to go into your CIBC account instantly. It doesn't work that way. Okay, it's out of our hands. The bank is going to then pay to CIBC and pay to the other banks, Scotiabank and blah, blah, blah. Okay. That is all a process. I know this explanation is extremely basic for most people that have been employed many, many times and has been working for other companies. They understand how pay stub and payroll works. So for them, it may seem overly simplistic, but I'm explaining this because from time to time we do hire people. It's their first job. They don't understand how it works. They come in, they don't read, they don't understand. So because they don't, they usually operate with misconceptions. So this video is to help them to better understand the way your pay works and the pay cycle works. Okay. Remember, you're paid for every fortnight. So you work the fortnight, then you get paid on the first, and you get paid on the 20th. Okay. You get paid on the first, and you get paid on the 20th. These are 2 times that you're paid. You're paid 26 times for the year. You can do the math yourself. Okay. 26 times for the year, you get paid. That means there's 52 weeks in the year. You get paid for all 52 weeks. Do you understand? Okay. Pay number 26 is what it's going to say on your pay period. That's your last pay period of the year. Pay period 1 is your first. It is impossible to miss one. Okay. You're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter how delayed you may think they are. Okay. And so you're going to get paid on the first and on the 20th. Periodically from time to time, because the weeks add up and sometimes you'll have 5 weeks in 1 month versus having 4 weeks in 1 month, you will see a lag in your pay stub. So as a result of that, for accounting purposes, we will accelerate pay sometimes when that lag gets to be too much. So for the people that were here during Christmas time, they got paid like 4 or 5 times during Christmas, which was excellent for most. Okay, so this is where we are. All right, so from time to time, you'll get a makeup pay, and that makeup pay will be off schedule. So it won't be on the 1st or the 20th. It will be sometime in between. And that's it. Hopefully this works. Hopefully this explains it. Make sure that with your banking detail, you give to Miss Annette or whomever is collecting the information at that time, because our payroll people are not in this building. None of them are in this building. We don't pay from this building. Everything is auto-generated from overseas mostly, and it's automatically paid. Do you understand? If there is an issue with payroll, you report that to Miss Annette, and then in a timely manner, we'll handle and address those issues. Okay. If there's questions or concerns, see your team lead. Your team leads should know how to explain a pay stub in detail, and they should be acutely aware of how it works once they have a copy of it. If this video is not clear enough, okay, but hopefully this helps somebody, and that should be it.